I am a famous reporter at one of New York's prominent newspapers, always in pursuit of a gripping story. Tomorrow night, I was scheduled to interview the governor. However, feeling as though I had an abundance of time, I decided to forego the flight and instead embark on a scenic coastal drive. It was a mere 6-hour journey for me, and I found solace in the soothing rhythm of the road. As the clock neared 7 p.m., my car unexpectedly began exhibiting warning signs of an impending engine problem. Frustrated, I had no choice but to pull over. Thankfully, a suitable beach motel caught my eye along the route. Tonight, I thought to myself, I shall stay in this picturesque motel and have the car repaired in the morning. Arriving at the motel, everything seemed ordinary and well. The friendly receptionist handed me the keys to my room, and I settled in at around 10 o'clock at night. Fatigue weighed heavily upon me, urging me to succumb to an early slumber on this dreary, rain-soaked night. However, my peaceful intentions were soon shattered. As I drifted off to sleep, an eerie transformation took place within my mind. Nightmarish visions and hallucinations plagued my subconscious, unlike anything I had ever experienced before. Sweating profusely, I jolted awake, my heart racing. The unsettling remnants of those dreams lingered, refusing to fade away. Sleeplessness gripped me tightly. Determined to shake off the unsettling residue of my nightmares, I decided to take a walk along the desolate beach. The rhythmic crashing of the waves against the shore offered some semblance of comfort. Yet my senses sharpened, alerting me to something amiss. Disturbing sounds permeated the air, striking a discordant chord with my troubled mind. They mirrored the haunting echoes of my nightmares. Curiosity mingled with fear as I strained to identify the source of these disquieting sounds. A low, whispered murmur emerged from the ocean's depths, each word distinct and chilling. Whispering, "Leave, run, escape. You are not safe here, the darkness awaits. Flee while you still can." Shivers. What? What do you want from me? Why are you tormenting me? Voices. Whispering asterisk. We are the echoes of lost souls. Trapped in this cursed domain, you must break the cycle. Free us. Break the curse. The realization dawned upon me. The nightmare was not merely a figment of my imagination, but a foreboding omen, urging me to flee from this place. In a frantic rush, I retreated from the beach and hastily packed my belongings. The sound of my own footsteps echoed ominously through the empty corridors of the motel. Every second felt precious as I fumbled with the key, desperate to escape the confines of my room. Thoughts raced through my mind, questioning the sanity of my decision to stay at this motel, and now consumed by an urgent need to leave. Little did I know that my encounter with the motel was merely the beginning of a treacherous journey into the heart of darkness, where the line between dreams and reality blurred, and the truth revealed itself in the most unexpected of ways. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months as I delved deeper into the enigma that shrouded the beach motel. My investigation led me to the forgotten history of the motel, a past intertwined with tales of tragedy and unspeakable horrors. I discovered that the motel had once been a haven for those seeking respite from the world, a sanctuary with a tainted past. Local legends spoke of a sinister presence that haunted the motel, whispering its secrets into the ears of unsuspecting guests. Stories of guests who had disappeared without a trace or emerged from their stay forever changed circulated among the community. There was an air of fear that clung to the very mention of the motel's name. Due to a sudden change in my plans, a call from home and a family emergency, I found myself reluctantly staying overnight at a beach motel along the picturesque Pacific Ocean. It was an unexpected turn of events, but I tried to make the best of it. Everything seemed good and calm as I settled into the motel. I enjoyed a satisfying dinner at the hotel's restaurant and indulged in a little drink, which warmed my head and helped me unwind from the day's events. Eventually, I made my way to my room, hoping to rest before facing the challenges that awaited me the next day. I stepped out onto the balcony to have a quiet smoke, savoring the salty breeze and the sound of crashing waves. It was a serene scene, but little did I know that the tranquility would soon be shattered. In the distance, I noticed inexplicable dark figures or shadowy shapes moving along the shoreline. At first, I dismissed them as tricks of the mind or mere figments of my imagination. Hours passed, and exhaustion finally overtook me. I drifted off into a deep sleep, unaware of the impending turmoil that awaited. Suddenly, in the dead of the night, my eyes snapped open. I could feel an eerie presence in the room, as if an unseen force had invaded my space. I strained my ears, and to my horror, I heard whispers emanating from behind the glass of my room. The shadows I had noticed earlier had now encroached upon my sanctuary. They loomed over me, their voices growing louder with every passing moment. My heart pounded in my chest as I strained to decipher their sinister chatter. To my disbelief, their conversation revolved around a problem that had befallen me, something I had kept hidden from everyone. They were gossiping, discussing intimate details that I had confided in no one. Fear gripped me, and a cold shiver ran down my spine. In that moment, I realized that something malicious lurked in the depths of the ocean, something far beyond my comprehension. A primal instinct urged me to escape from that ominous motel, away from the clutches of those malevolent entities. It was as if the safety of my own soul depended on it. Without wasting another second, I hastily gathered my belongings and made my way to the lobby. The receptionist stared at me with a mix of confusion and concern, sensing the urgency in my movements. I stumbled over my words as I explained my sudden departure, unable to articulate the true reason for my distress. As I stepped out into the night, the moon cast an ethereal glow upon the vast ocean. I glanced back at the motel, now shrouded in darkness, and a profound unease washed over me. With each step I took away from that place, I could feel the weight of the shadows lifting, as if their influence weakened the farther I distanced myself from their clutches. The events of that night left an indelible mark on my psyche. I often pondered the nature of those shadowy figures and the secrets they unearthed. Were they mere phantoms of my own imagination, or did they truly exist, haunting the shores of that desolate beach? Perhaps some mysteries are best left unsolved. To calm my racing heart, I reached for my phone and dialed my best friend's number. The familiar voice on the other end brought me a sense of comfort amidst the growing unease. I recounted the spine-chilling events that had unfolded at the motel, hoping for a rational explanation, a reassurance that it was all just a figment of my imagination. But my friend fell silent on the other end of the line. After a moment's pause, their voice trembled as they confessed a similar encounter they had once experienced during a late-night beach stroll. They spoke of ghostly apparitions and whispers that seemed to echo from the ocean waves. My heart sank. This couldn't be a mere coincidence. I am a heart surgeon, working tirelessly at a hospital near New York. The long hours and constant fatigue had taken their toll on me, so I decided to take a well-deserved break. I found a charming motel by the Pacific Ocean, longing for a few nights of peaceful rest after years of exhausting work. I checked into my room, number 32, which offered a breathtaking view of the beach. The following morning, as I made my way to the dining area for breakfast, I encountered an intriguing sight. A striking elderly man, around 90 years old, warmly greeted me. We engaged in conversation over breakfast, discussing a wide range of topics. The old man's vast knowledge impressed me, but what truly fascinated me was his ability to recall details from the years leading up to 1986. It was as if those events were etched in his mind, fresh and vivid. As our conversation drifted towards the present day, I couldn't help but notice the subtle shifts in his words. Curiosity tinged my voice as I asked, "Edward, you have an astonishing memory. How do you remember everything so clearly, especially events from decades ago?" Edward smiled warmly, his eyes reflecting a mix of wisdom and nostalgia. "Ah, my friend, the past holds a firm grip on me. Those years were transformative, defining moments in my life. I carry them with me as if they were yesterday." His response left me both intrigued and perplexed. I probed further, my tone laced with curiosity. "But what about the present day? How do you perceive the world around you now?" A fleeting shadow crossed Edward's face, his gaze distant. "The present, a peculiar realm indeed. It eludes me, slips through my fingers like grains of sand. I find solace in reminiscing about the past, where time stands still." Driven by curiosity, I decided to investigate further. I searched for his profile but found only one with a different name. It was evident that this profile belonged to him. It listed his name as Ethan Sullivan Goozer Edward. My intrigue grew as I delved deeper. During my research, I made a chilling discovery. Edward's godfather had tragically drowned on the same beach in 1987. His body had never been found. Goosebumps crawled up my arms as I pondered the connection between the old man and this unsolved mystery. Compelled to seek answers, I ventured outside my room, desperately hoping to find Edward and confront him about these unsettling revelations. To my dismay, he was nowhere to be found. I approached the motel's receptionist, a growing sense of fear tightening its grip on me. I asked about the old man, describing him in detail, only to receive a bewildered response. The receptionist claimed to have no knowledge of any such elderly gentleman. According to them, no one fitting his description had ever checked into the motel. A wave of terror washed over me as I considered the possibility that I had been conversing with a ghost, an apparition haunting the depths of my subconscious. The thought of encountering the old man again now felt like a waking nightmare, and I was overcome with an urgent need to flee the motel before he caught sight of me once more. With a racing heart, I hastily packed my belongings, determined to leave the unsettling motel behind. As I drove away, I couldn't shake the eerie feeling that I had stumbled upon a paranormal enigma, an encounter that defied logical explanation. The mystery of Edward Sullivan, his peculiar time displacement, and the inexplicable absence of his presence in the motel would forever haunt my memory.